Good evening, viewers. In a bold and symbolic move that is sparking both national pride and international attention, President Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso has officially banned the use of French colonial-era judicial attire in all courtrooms across the country. This decision, according to the presidency, reflects a deeper commitment to sovereignty, cultural identity, and judicial reform. And tonight, we break down the 5 powerful reasons President Traoré has given for this historic change. Reason 1. Breaking the chains of colonial mentality. President Traoré emphasized that the traditional French judicial robes, with their wigs, heavy gowns, and foreign symbolism, are a direct inheritance of colonial rule. He stated clearly, Burkina Faso must not carry the image of its oppressors in its justice system. This decision is a strong message that true independence must be reflected not just in policy, but in appearance and symbolism. Reason 2. Affirming cultural identity. According to the presidency, the justice system should reflect the values, customs, and heritage of the Burkinabe people. By replacing the French-style robes with attire rooted in African tradition, President Traoré wants to reaffirm that justice can be both professional and proudly local, wearing our identity on our sleeves, quite literally. Reason 3. Psychological liberation of the judiciary. Traoré believes the colonial-style dress imposes a psychological subservience that hinders true independence in judicial decision-making. How can we claim to be free while our judges still wear the robes of our colonizers? He asked. His goal is to liberate minds as much as laws. Reason 4. Practical comfort and simplicity. Beyond the symbolism, the traditional French judge attire is known to be uncomfortable in the African climate, heavy, outdated, and impractical. The government argues that justice should be served with dignity, not discomfort, and that simplicity in dress reflects humility in service. And finally, reason 5. Inspiring a new generation of African judges. By embracing indigenous attire and African values in the courtroom, Traoré hopes to inspire young legal minds to pursue justice careers rooted in patriotism and pride, not mimicry of foreign systems. This move has already sparked conversations across the continent, with some neighboring countries reportedly considering similar steps. One thing is clear, under Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso is not just changing laws. It is changing the very image of what justice looks like in an Africa that is reclaiming its voice.
Welcome to Talk of Africa 360, your source for insightful news, analysis, and thoughtful commentary. If you value informed perspectives and fact-based reporting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Disclaimer: the content on this channel is based on reliable public sources and credible online information. It is intended strictly for educational and analytical purposes. We do not promote or endorse political violence, hate speech, or any form of discrimination. Our goal is to inform, not to inflame. Thanks for being here. Let's stay informed together.
Ibrahim Traoré, the charismatic leader of Burkina Faso, has sent shockwaves by banning French colonial robes from courts. This bold move reflects Traoré's commitment to decolonization and self-reliance, but it also sparks curiosity about the broader implications and symbolism behind this decision. Join us today as we explore the motivations behind Traoré's ban on French judicial attire and its potential impact on Burkina Faso's legal system and identity. What's the compelling reasons driving this change? What are the reactions and challenges surrounding the implementation of such a significant shift? Welcome back to the channel. Let's dive into the intriguing world of global politics and current events. Before we start, please subscribe to stay up to date with our latest videos. Ibrahim Traoré's recent decree prohibiting judges from wearing French robes in Burkinabe courts has ignited discussions across the nation. But what's the real story behind this decision? What are the key points that shaped Traoré's perspective on judicial attire? Let's delve deeper and uncover the truth. Traoré's unwavering stance against neo-colonial influences extends beyond the realm of clothing. His call for self-reliance and economic independence is evident in his promotion of local products. By advocating for the use of Burkinabe fabrics, he aims to empower local artisans and reduce reliance on imported goods. But the significance of the judge's attire goes beyond mere symbolism. It reflects a desire to reshape the legal system according to Burkina values and traditions. Traoré's government sees the judicial system as a critical institution that should be representative of the nation's cultural identity. By replacing the French robes with traditional attire, they aim to symbolize a break from the colonial past and reaffirm their commitment to decolonization. However, this transition is not without its challenges. Some argue that the focus on judicial attire is a distraction from more pressing issues facing the country. They question the practicality of enforcing such a change and the potential impact on the judiciary's operations. Additionally, concerns are raised about the sustainability of locally produced fabrics and the availability of skilled tailors to meet the demand for new judicial attire. Furthermore, critics argue that the emphasis on traditional attire may marginalize judges and legal professionals who do not identify with or have access to these specific garments. Balancing tradition and modernity while ensuring inclusivity remains a delicate challenge for the government as it navigates this cultural shift. Ibrahim Traoré's recent ban on French robes for judges in Burkina Faso's courts highlights his commitment to decolonization and self-reliance. By embracing traditional attire, the government aims to promote local craftsmanship, reduce reliance on imported goods, and reshape the legal system according to Burkina values. However, this transition presents challenges regarding practicality, sustainability, and inclusivity. As Burkina Faso moves forward, striking a balance between preserving cultural heritage and addressing pressing issues remains a delicate act. Decolonization efforts often extend beyond political and economic spheres to encompass cultural aspects as well. Symbols of colonial rule, such as language, education systems, and even dress codes, continue to permeate societies long after independence. Recognizing the significance of cultural decolonization, many nations are taking steps to reclaim and redefine their identity. One notable example is the growing movement to replace French with indigenous languages in various countries. By promoting local languages, communities can revitalize their cultural heritage, strengthen social cohesion, and empower future generations. Language plays a pivotal role in shaping cultural identity. By learning and using indigenous languages, individuals can connect with their roots, preserve cultural knowledge, and pass it down to future generations. Moreover, linguistic diversity enriches societies by fostering intercultural dialogue and understanding. Embracing local languages can also contribute to social cohesion by creating a sense of belonging and shared identity among communities. Governments and educational institutions are playing a crucial role in promoting mother tongue education. By integrating indigenous languages into school curricula, children can learn in a language they understand, improving educational outcomes and fostering cultural pride. Furthermore, initiatives to replace French with local languages can stimulate creativity and innovation. When individuals have the freedom to express themselves in their native tongues, they can share their unique perspectives and contribute to a flourishing cultural landscape. However, the shift away from French faces challenges, particularly in accessing educational materials, training teachers, and overcoming societal biases. Many countries lack resources and qualified personnel to implement comprehensive language programs. Additionally, deeply ingrained linguistic inequalities and the dominance of French in certain fields require concerted efforts to address. Despite the challenges, the momentum towards cultural decolonization and the adoption of indigenous languages is gaining traction. Through education, media, and community initiatives, societies are actively working to reclaim their cultural heritage and create a more inclusive and equitable future. Ibrahim Traoré, the young visionary leader of Burkina Faso, has taken a bold stand by banning French robes in courts. In this video, we'll delve into 5 compelling reasons behind his decision, exploring the profound impact it will have on Burkina Faso's justice system and identity. At the heart of Traoré's vision is the profound impact of colonialism on African nations. He recognizes that the legacy of forced assimilation continues to influence societal norms and institutions, including the legal system. By eliminating French robes from courts, Traoré symbolizes a decisive break from colonial vestiges, asserting the supremacy of Burkinabe culture and identity. The fight against colonialism extends beyond political boundaries. Captain Traoré acknowledges the pervasive influence of neocolonialism, where economic and cultural dominance persists despite formal independence. Eliminating French robes can be seen as a strategic move to dismantle the remnants of neocolonialism in the justice sector, fostering greater self-reliance and autonomy for Burkina Faso. For Captain Traoré, cultural preservation is paramount. He understands the intrinsic value of Burkinabe traditions and seeks to safeguard them from erosion. By promoting the use of traditional attire in courts, Captain Traoré aims to celebrate and perpetuate Burkina Faso's rich cultural heritage, ensuring that it remains an integral part of the nation's fabric. Economic empowerment is another driving force behind Captain Traoré's decision. He recognizes the potential of local industries and strives to create opportunities for sustainable growth and employment. By prioritizing locally made judicial attire, Captain Traoré supports local artisans, tailors, and textile producers, contributing to the development of a robust domestic economy. Education and enlightenment play a vital role in Captain Traoré's approach to national transformation. He recognizes the power of knowledge and aims to empower the Burkinabe people to shape their own future. By encouraging the use of local languages and customs in courts, Captain Traoré promotes cultural pride and instills a sense of agency among the populace. In conclusion, Captain Ibrahim Traoré's decision to ban French robes in Burkinabe courts is a testament to his unwavering commitment to decolonization, cultural preservation, economic empowerment, and education. These 5 compelling reasons highlight the profound impact he envisions through this transformative measure. By embracing and celebrating Burkina Faso's unique cultural heritage, Captain Traoré paves the way for a more just, equitable, and self-reliant nation. Ibrahim Traoré's recent decision to ban French colonial wigs from Burkina Faso's courts has sparked both admiration and controversy. But what's the real story behind this bold move? What are the key points that shaped Traoré's perspective on judicial attire? And how does this ban reflect his wider vision for Burkina Faso's future? Traoré's journey began with a deep-rooted commitment to justice and equality. Inspired by the struggles of his ancestors and fueled by a passion for social change, he dedicated his life to serving his community. Early on, Traoré recognized the significance of challenging oppressive systems and dismantling the vestiges of colonialism that continued to permeate various aspects of society. As Traoré rose to prominence, he became increasingly vocal about the need to decolonize the minds of Africans and break free from the shackles of neocolonialism. He challenged the notion that Africa's fate was intertwined with its former colonizers and asserted the continent's agency in shaping its own destiny. At the heart of Traoré's ideology is the belief in self-reliance and economic independence. He advocates for African nations to prioritize their own interests, invest in their local industries, and reduce their reliance on foreign aid or exploitative trade agreements. By promoting self-sufficiency, Traoré believes that African countries can truly achieve lasting development and prosperity. The significance of culture and identity is another cornerstone of Traoré's philosophy. He recognizes the richness and diversity of African cultures and traditions and emphasizes the importance of preserving them from the threat of cultural imperialism. By embracing and celebrating local customs, languages, and values, Traoré seeks to empower communities and foster a sense of pride and belonging. As Traoré ascended to leadership positions, he had the opportunity to put his beliefs into practice. With each step, he faced challenges and opposition from those who benefited from the status quo, but his determination to create a better future for his people remained steadfast. Upon assuming office, Traoré wasted no time in implementing his vision. One of his most symbolic acts was the introduction of new national attire for judges, replacing the colonial robes with garments that reflected Burkina Faso's cultural heritage. This decision was not merely symbolic, but represented a fundamental shift in the nation's identity. By embracing traditional attire, Traoré aimed to break free from the lingering effects of colonialism and assert Burkina Faso's sovereignty. The French colonial robes had served as a constant reminder of the country's subjugated past, a past that Traoré was determined to challenge head-on. The significance of this change resonated deeply with the people of Burkina Faso. For many, it symbolized a long-awaited liberation, a rejection of the old order, and an embrace of a new era defined by African agency and self-determination. However, this bold move was met with mixed reactions. Critics argued that such changes were impractical and disruptive, questioning Traoré's motives and the timing of his reforms. They criticized what they perceived as a distraction from more pressing issues facing the nation. Undeterred by the criticism, Traoré pressed forward. He understood that true change often encounters resistance, but he remained committed to his vision of a Burkina Faso that celebrated its cultural heritage, championed self-reliance, and pursued a path of independence. As Traoré's leadership continues to evolve, one thing becomes increasingly clear. His journey is a testament to the transformative power of ideas, the courage to challenge the status quo, and the unwavering pursuit of justice and equality. Ibrahim Traoré's decision to introduce new national attire for judges, replacing the French colonial robes with traditional garments, reflects his broader vision for Burkina Faso's future. By prioritizing cultural identity, economic self-sufficiency, and the promotion of African values, Traoré aims to create a more just and equitable society that celebrates its heritage and embraces self-determination. While challenges and criticism persist, Traoré's commitment to his ideals remains steadfast, inspiring both admiration and debate as he leads his nation toward a new era. Thank you for joining us today. Please like this video if you found it insightful and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more engaging content. Stay updated on our latest videos and let's continue this conversation.
As reactions continue to pour in from across the continent, one thing is clear. Africa is demanding respect, sovereignty, and accountability. Was this just a diplomatic misstep or a deeper sign of shifting global alliances? We'll be watching closely. If you found this story important, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real, unfiltered African news. This is Talk of Africa 360, telling the stories that matter.